Let's start with interviewer's favorite interview question, which is related to equals and hashcode methods. And we will also see their variations while working with the hash map. So let's start. Before we begin, let's see what is the default implementations of equals and hashcode methods. Equals and hashcode methods are present in object class. To understand the default implementation, let's see the scenario here. So first create an object O1. When we create a new object, JVM will create an object on heap memory. As you can see here, the O1 is a reference which is pointing to the actual object inside the heap memory. Now let's create another object O2. But here JVM is not creating a new object. Instead, O2 is pointing to the existing object. Here O2 is the reference which is pointing to O1. That means internally O1 and O2 are pointing to the same object. Let's create another object O3. So here we are using new keyword, and that's why JVM will create a new object into heap memory and O3 will point to the new object. Now you have got an idea when the new objects are created and when the existing objects are referenced, right? Now let's see the default implementation of hashcode and equals method. So as per the default implementation of equals method, equal method will return true when reference will point to the same object in the memory. So here O1 and O2 are pointing to the same object, right? So it will return true. O1 equals O2, it will return true. But O1 and O3 are pointing to the different objects in memory, right? So O1 dot equals O3 will return false. So for hash code, JVM will calculate the hash code based on the memory address of an object. So objects are created here inside a heap memory and they will have some address, right? So based on that address, JVM will try to calculate the hash code. So here O1 and O2 are pointing to the same object. So obviously they will be having the same hash code. So hash code suppose is 1000, then the hash code of O2 will also be 1000. But object O3 is pointing to the different object, right? So it will be having a different hash code. Now there is one more thing that you should know. We can override the equals and the hashcode methods in our own implementations. Okay, and we are going to see that ahead. So now what is the contract between equals and hashcode methods? If we are overriding equals method, then we must override hashcode method properly. So what is properly? Properly means if two objects are equal, then the hashcode method should return the same value, meaning two equal objects must have same hash code, and we should not break this contract while overriding equals and hash code method. So let's see that in action. Consider this student class. Here we are overriding the equals method. This equal method says that if two student objects have same roll number, then they are equal. Now it doesn't matter if these two objects are pointing to the same object in a memory or the different object in the memory. What matters now is the roll number. Now let's create two objects like this. So student S1 and student S2. They are having same roll number as 1. So as per the equals method, these two objects S1 and S2 are equal. So here you can see S1 dot equals will return true because they have same roll number. So as per the contract, if two objects are equal, then their hash code should be same, right? This is our contract. So to follow that contract, we must override this hash code method in such a way that if two objects are equal, then they must return the same hash code. The current implementation is the default implementation provided by object class, which is dependent on the actual memory address, right? So that will not work here. We have to override the hashcode method, and hence we write our own implementation of hashcode method, which will simply return the roll number. If two objects are equal, then they will have same roll number as a hashcode. So S1 and S2 are equal objects. So the hashcode value will be their roll number. So 1 and 1. So our two objects S1 and S2 are equal and are also retaining same hashcode value. Okay, so this is the example where we have followed the equals and hashcode contract. Now you might be thinking, I don't care, I don't want to follow the hash code and equals contract, just tell me what will happen. So to answer your query, if you don't follow the contract, then it will create problems when using hashing structures, and we will see that in action. Consider the same class student. Here we have overridden equals method, and as per the equals method, if two objects have same roll number, then these two objects are equal. But here we didn't override the hashcode method. So hashcode method will take the default implementation, and as per the default implementation, it is based on the actual address of an object. Now let's create a student object S1 and S2. So these two students have same roll number, right? So these two objects S1 and S2 are equal by the definition of our equals method, right? But in memory, they are two different objects, right? But we don't care whether these two objects are different in the memory or not. What we care about now is the roll number. If they are having same roll number, they are equal, right? But the implementation of hashcode method is still the default implementation, which depends on the memory address. So obviously the memory address of S1 and S2 are different, right? So their hashcode will be generated different. So this contradicts our equals and hashcode contract. So let's see what will happen when we try to put those objects into hashmap. When we try to put S1 and S2 in the hash map, then JVM will first find the hash code of S1 and S2. But as we didn't override the hash code method, it will use the default implementation, which depends on address of a memory. And we have seen these S1 and S2 are two different objects in memory, so they will have different hash code like this. So from the different hash code, JVM will get the different bucket index, and then S1 and S2 will be put into different buckets of hash map. So here we are violating the basic hash map property that hash maps cannot have duplicate keys, because as per the equals method, S1 and S2 objects are equal, but still we are able to put S1 and S2 into the hash map at different bucket index. So this is a violation of property of a hash map, and this could result in the unexpected behavior, and that's why it is very important to follow the equals and hash code contract. Now moving ahead, there is this question which is one of the favorite questions of interviewers, where we have a student class and we have overridden the equals and hash code methods, where equals method always returns false and hash code method always return same value. So let's create two objects S1 and S2. Now if you check the equality of S1 and S2, so obviously they are not equal. They will return false. But if you check the equality of S1 with itself, S1, it is still false. Why? Because our equals method is always returning false. So when we try to compare S1 with itself, S1, it will return false. So let's try to put those objects into hash map. So first we'll try to put S1, then S2, then again S1, and then again S1. And let's try to find out what happens. But before we go ahead, let's quickly summarize the put process. So when we want to put key value pair in the hash map, JVM will find the hash code of a key, and then JVM will calculate the bucket index from the hash code using the formula. Now JVM knows the bucket index, so there is a possibility that bucket is not empty, meaning it will be a hash collision if the bucket is not empty. And if the bucket is empty, simply add the key value pair as a first node of linked list. And if the bucket is not empty, it means it is a hash collision. And in that case, JVM will check whether the key already exists or not using the equals method. And in that case, equals method is always returning false, right? So it will add to the linked list as a next node always. So let's come back to our example and try to put those objects one by one. First, we'll try to put S1, then S2, and then again S1, and then again S1. So first thing, JVM will try to find the hash code, and hash code method is always returning same value 111. So from the same value, JVM will generate same bucket index, right? They will go to the same bucket index because they are having same hash code. S1 will go into bucket with index S, and this is the first object that it will be added as a first node. Then S2 will also check if the bucket is empty or not. Bucket is not empty, that means it is a hash collision, but our equal method is always returning false. So S2 will be added as a next node and S1 will again add as a next node like that. So this way our bucket will look like, and S1, S2, then again S1, then again S1, and then again S1. They will be added as a nodes in a linked list. And this way you can visualize the hash map. So to summarize this interview question, that what will happen when we override the equals method and hashcode method in such a way that equals is returning false and hashcode is always returning same value, and then we try to put student objects into hash map whether they are same reference or different reference, then the answer is all the objects will be added to the same bucket as a new node, because from the same hash code we will get the same bucket index, right? And because our equals method is always returning false, they will be added as new nodes to the linked list. So I guess now you got an idea of equals and hashcode methods and their contract, along with this weird example that always asked in interviews. So in the next video, we are going to see more interview questions, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.